Hey everyone, this week we are in Leiden. We're walking Tabasco, exploring a little bit of the part north of downtown, kind of over by Duval.
Yeah.
And we thought we'd talk a little bit about some of the stuff that we missed while we were in the U.S. We missed quite a bit of the Dutch things that we got accustomed to living here for a while. We had some time to think about this. If you haven't watched any of our U.S. videos,
we will link them down below. We have a few from our time in Texas and then one from New York.
Absolutely. And this is a good time to remind you all, if you haven't subscribed, please do that. If you're not already following us on Instagram, we have an Instagram as well.
Yeah, we were just in Paris this weekend and we opted not to shoot. But we did post quite a bit on our Instagram, so if you'd like to follow the adventure while we're not filming, you can follow us there and check out and see what we're up to.
And it's TNT Go Dutch on Instagram.
We will link it right here. The first thing we missed was how good the public transport is here.
Yeah, it's really not a thing in Houston. There's
and
a bus
certainly
system.
Not in upstate New York.
Yeah, it is. I was actually kind of excited because we rented a car while we were in Houston, and your parents let us borrow a car while we were in Syracuse. And
that novelty wore off very quickly.
After about the second day, I was like, I don't necessarily know if I want to do this all the time anymore. We used to drive easily an hour to 2 hours a day, different places.
Yep.
Going to dinner, going to work, all of that.
Grocery store, yeah. We were so dependent on our vehicles, and now that we have not been for 6 or 7 months.
And it was really great to be able to come back here and get on a train and not have to think about it, get our OV cards out and just
go. And with the gas prices, they started to rise while we were in the U.S. like pretty badly, and as they are all over. So grateful not to have a vehicle at this point.
The thing that I missed the most, actually, was using a bathroom anywhere that wasn't home. Like, you have your places that have really nice bathrooms, like Veggies.
Check out our video on that.
A lot of the places that we would go, they had these huge cracks in all the stalls, so you can literally see if somebody's in there. And then there's no brushes. They're just all super dirty. And I know it's kind of annoying to have to pay the 50 cents, euros, or whatever it is, but they're clean.
They're clean, and you have privacy when you're going to the bathroom. Like true privacy, not just a facade of it.
Right.
There were some things that we didn't necessarily miss too, and they were a bit fewer, but it's definitely still noticeable. The first one is the cost of houseware and clothing here.
While we were over in the U.S., we actually planned to shop. People that live over here told us, when you go home, get clothes. Go back to the U.S., get clothes, get things that you need while you're over there, because they're going to be cheaper.
Yeah, and it does make that a little bit easier knowing what brands we like and how they fit you back in the U.S. You don't necessarily have to struggle with that here. So we planned in advance. We sent a bunch of stuff to my parents' home and to your families, and we were able to bring over an empty suitcase and basically fill that up with some food items that we knew we wanted, and then some clothing as well.
I got a couple pairs of jeans. You got some cute new shirts, and that's where I got a nice jacket and stuff like that. So shopping some sales, and we were able to do that pretty efficiently. And
with us planning to go home twice a year, we were able to strike it like really great on some sales. We bought a little bit off season. You and I both got new winter coats that were 75% off the original price. So I think we'll probably be shopping off season going forward too.
You want to know one of the weirdest things that I didn't think about when we moved over here? Is how good the fruit and vegetables would be compared to the U.S.
Yeah. We went out to one of our favorite cocktail bars in Houston, and I had a cocktail, and there was a strawberry as a garnish, and I just popped it in my mouth, and I was like, this tastes like nothing. It was so disappointing, and it was in that moment I was like, dang, I really miss Holland, Netherlands strawberries.
And we hear it's even better in some other countries, but compared to the U.S., The fruit has so much more flavor. The vegetables is better. And even the prices of things.
Oh my God. So you know how much I love my fresh mint tea. We were in the grocery store in Houston, and I was like, I'm going to get a package of mint so I can continue my nightly tradition of having that. Mint, no joke, was $3.89 USD.
For one, like, small pack of it.
When we can go to our market and get a huge bundle of mint, probably 3 times the size for, what, 30 cents?
40, yeah.
40 cents. It was obnoxious, and we put it away immediately.
You decided not to buy that.
So I went without. But that's one of the first things we bought when we came back.
When we were in the U.S., we ran through data. We had...
in the first day.
when we have Vodafone, and when we went over, it was a couple of euros per, like, 30 megabytes, and that... As people who are online constantly, we ate through that in the first 5 minutes before we even got off the plane.
Yeah.
It was so bad that we even asked my dad to go pick up an extra SIM card for us. And even then, the plan that we had was maybe 100 megabytes for $5, and we ran through that a couple times a day.
Yeah. So not our finest moment, but we learned some lessons for next time.
And it just reminded us, back in the U.S., how much was our internet or our cell phone plan just for cell phone and data?
$50 for both of us.
And here we pay, I think my cell phone plan is unlimited. It's 23 euros a day, and same for yours. So
yeah.
Even if you add that together, it's a third of what it was in the U.S.
Yeah, it was pretty shocking to go back and deal with that. So.
Yeah, we ended up signing up for a plan that we won't use while we're gone, because it was cheaper to try and do that than keep doing the pay-as-you-go or any of that type of things.
Yeah, so for next time we'll be better prepared.
Hopefully.
Something else we didn't miss, as a veteran of customer service for a long time, I can say that sometimes the customer service here in the Netherlands lacks a little bit of the flair that the U.S. has.
And it's not necessarily that the Dutch people are rude or anything like that. They're just, a lot of times it feels like we have to wait a lot longer for things to happen.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has to do with being paid a fair wage, where the tipping culture here isn't necessarily as prevalent as it is in the U.S., because if you're a waitress over there, you're literally making $2 an hour and you're completely dependent on tips. So, of course, you're going to go above and beyond for the clients. But I do have to say it was very nice having that warm, friendly customer service that you're not necessarily used to here. A lot of the times in our experience here, being that we're not native Dutch speakers, it almost feels a little like we're not necessarily discriminated against, but like we're told a lot that's not possible. Mm-hmm. Yeah, where in America, many people will try to go above and beyond for you.
And we've even had it happen before. If you go back and watch some of our market videos and things like that, we've had people that say that, that guy was speaking to other people really nicely, and then when he came to you, he got really mean, talking. So, and some of that's on us for not learning Dutch as fast as we really had hoped we would.
But we are trying, and every time we go to the market, I feel a little bit more confident in my speaking ability, but learning another language when you're an adult is no joke. Mm-hmm. The biggest one for me, and I noticed immediately, was healthcare. When we went up to New York, I had a day particularly where I was not feeling well, and I thought I may have to go to urgent care. Just goes to show you, we only show you the highlights on our videos.
Absolutely.
But Travis and I went back and forth on whether we should or not, just simply because of the cost. It just goes to show you how costly a simple visit to urgent care to maybe get a little assistance would cost. And ultimately, we opted not to go with it just because we were unsure of how much it was going to cost. And we've had emergency room visits before that have cost us thousands of dollars with insurance. So we were not at all prepared to do that. This one may be a bit controversial.
Yeah, mainly because it kind of just shows how unnecessary, some of the stuff in the US is.
Yeah.
But in the US, you can get things pretty much 24 hours a day.
Yeah, and
especially in the pre-corona times.
Oh, yeah. Like, if you want to go to Walmart, God forbid, at 2 in the morning, there's probably one that you can go to.
I remember going to visit a friend, and he was like, oh, we got to go to the store before it closes at 9. I was like, the store closes? What? It didn't even really occur to me that a store would close any time before midnight, for sure.
Yeah. So it shows how, like, as Americans, we become very dependent on that, like, need it now type of culture. And over here, it's more of a work-life balance because those people have lives too. So it was just very different.
Well, you worked at the airport for a while, and the store that you ran would open at 6:30 every day and close
at 9:30 every day. And I had to be there at 5. So, I mean, and granted, I didn't work the full day, but you know, it just goes to show you that, you know, people demand.
Well, and in the holidays even, you would have a store that would sometimes open at 6 a.m. and not close till midnight.
Oh, yeah, especially on Black Friday, we would do overnight shifts, and it's kind of nice to see that is not necessarily a thing here, but there have been a few times that I'm like, oh, I wish I could go to this place, like right now, where I need it.
I wish I could go to Hema at 7 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah, but, I mean, do you really need to go? I mean, can it wait till the morning? Yes. It's just that American mindset, I think, of, like, need it now.
Yep. And the last thing, and the thing I want to close on, is just...
It's kind of funny.
How bad the advertisements in the U.S. were for things that you don't need advertisements for. We were watching on television over here at Mom's house, and there were so many ads for lawyers, for personal injury lawyers. You've been hit by a truck, you should call this person and so you can sue them.
And again, that's very, like, American culture. Like, I'm going to sue you.
Well, not only that, but having these lawyers who are looking for people who want to sue people so they can get their money in. And, you know, oh, did you have a loved one that lost a leg in a accident? Call this number. And each town has its own lawyer.
Like, aggressive, screaming, like, lawyer. Like, there's a lawyer where I'm from that, like, specializes in DWI and you know, trying to debunk those cases. And for you...
Jim Adler, the Texas Hammer, is going to sue insurance companies to get you the money that you deserve.
And it's funny because, like, we talked about, like, how we would drive to New Orleans, right? Mm-hmm. And it's about a 5-hour drive. And I swear, on the drive from Houston to New Orleans, there's no less than 60 billboards that are bright yellow of, like, all of these lawyers who are in Louisiana. And it's just obnoxious.
Well, not only the lawyers, but also the medicine.
Oh, my God.
You can't have a single commercial break without at least one commercial for fixing whatever is wrong with you that you should go talk to your doctor and ask for these things. Like, that's not how it works.
Spouting out all of the side effects, which are, like, hysterical, like, to listen to. But it's very dialed back here, almost non-existent.
Yeah, because your GP tells you what you want.
Well, they're the professional, and they're the one who went to medical school. So I would hope that they would be, you know, up on that. So.
And that wraps us up. That was the things we missed. That was the things we didn't miss. If you have any ideas or you have any thoughts of the things we talked about, put them in the comments. Tracey reads every single one of them. I promise she reads every single one of them. And
I do my best to respond to most of them too. So we are very much looking forward to this next week. It is King's Day on Wednesday. Yep, and we'll have a video coming out for that one the following Sunday. Not super sure what to expect, and we're not going to Amsterdam. We'll probably stay local in Leiden, but tell us what we should be doing on King's Day if you're in Leiden, or you know what we should be doing. And we have our orange shirts here. Yep. My nails are already ready. Yeah. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a good week, and bye. Bye.